Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something that most people are too afraid to admit. How to make a woman miss you so badly, even if she's not interested right now. And before you click away thinking this is manipulative or tricky, hear me out, I'm speaking from years of experience. Working with people on relationships, emotions, and human behavior, this isn't about tricks or games. It's about understanding psychology and human connection in a way that makes people naturally feel your absence. Think about it. Why do some people linger in your mind, even after you stop talking to them? Why do certain connections pull at your heart without warning? In my years as a therapist, I've seen countless cases where men felt invisible to someone they cared about. Yet when they shifted a few behaviors and understood how human attachment works, suddenly, the woman who seemed uninterested couldn't stop thinking about them. And this isn't about forcing feelings. It's about creating a magnetic presence that resonates on a deeper level. I've had clients who came to me frustrated because a woman would reject them, not return texts, or even act indifferent. And yet when we worked on their mindset, energy, and the way they showed themselves to the world, something interesting happened. The very women who ignored them started reaching out, thinking about them, even missing them without understanding why. This isn't magic, it's human nature. In this video, I'll break down 7 essential principles that tap into this psychology. Each one is rooted in real experiences, lessons I've observed in therapy sessions, and patterns that happen over and over again. Some of these ideas are controversial, yes, but they work because they challenge the usual chase and beg mindset most people are trapped in. By the end, you'll see that making someone miss you isn't about manipulation. It's about developing yourself, creating absence in the right way, and letting people feel the void when you step back. So if you're ready to shift the way you're perceived, stop being taken for granted, and create genuine curiosity and longing, stick with me. This is one of those videos that might make you uncomfortable at first, but in a good way. Let's get into it. Someone step back to be remembered. When it comes to making someone miss you, the first thing most men get completely wrong is thinking that being everywhere in her life will make her think about you. The truth, and this is something I've seen countless times in my therapy sessions, is the opposite. The more available you are, the less space she has to feel your absence. And absence, my friends, is what creates longing. I remember working with a client who was constantly texting a woman he liked. He wanted to appear caring, attentive, and involved, but all it did was make him predictable and ordinary in her mind. There was no spark, no pause, no moment where she could even wonder about him. The key here is simple, but it takes courage. You have to step back. This doesn't mean being cold or ignoring her completely. It means allowing her to experience the space you leave. In therapy, I often compare this to creating an emotional footprint. When you're always there, your presence becomes invisible. But when you step back even just a little, it forces her mind to register that something or someone is missing. She begins to fill that gap naturally, often without even realizing it. Stepping back also communicates confidence. Women, like all humans, are drawn to people who have their own life, their own energy, their own rhythm. When you're always chasing, always available, you unintentionally broadcast the opposite. That your world revolves around her attention. That's not attractive. I've seen men transform their relationships just by pulling back and focusing on themselves, their goals, their friends, and their passions. Suddenly, the woman who barely noticed them started calling, messaging, and even reflecting on moments they had shared together. Now, this isn't about playing games. It's about creating space for her to miss you authentically. Think of it like this: if a song is on repeat, it eventually fades into the background, but if it stops, if there's a pause, your brain starts craving the melody again. People operate the same way emotionally. By stepping back, you're giving her the opportunity to feel your absence. And when someone feels your absence, the memory of your presence becomes far more powerful. So the first step is courage. It's recognizing that your value doesn't come from constant attention or validation. It comes from being someone whose presence is meaningful, and letting her notice that meaning by giving her a chance to miss it. This is where longing begins, not through pursuit, but through a quiet, confident withdrawal that lets her feel the space you occupy in her life. 2. The power of emotional absence. One of the most powerful tools most men completely overlook is emotional absence. And when I say that, I don't mean shutting someone out in anger or playing petty games. I mean create